Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations. In today's video, we're going to be diving back into some Cookie Run Kingdom and officially bringing you guys a updated landmark tier list for March 2022. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, so we've got SS tier all the way down to C tier this time, and we've got a specialty tier called Unique. Now, the specialty tier here is strictly for one landmark individually here. I'm going to be showing you exactly what that is in a quick second, but just know it doesn't quite make the S tier for me, but it doesn't also deserve to be down in A tier, so we just made up our own tier. We're going to call it Unique. So starting us off here with SS tier, we've got three different landmarks. We're going to have the Tick-Tock Clock Tower, directly reducing the amount of time it takes you to craft and, produce goods in your individual buildings. The second one is going to be the Lion Jelly Statue, which is directly going to be increasing your attack percent. And then the third and final one we've got here for SS rank, that's going to bring us to the Dark Lord's Tower, which is going to increase your overall damage resistance by a certain percentage, very similar to the Jelly Lion Statue. Now, all three of these individual landmarks are an absolute must-buy for any player diving into the game, whether you are a new player or you've been playing the game for quite some time. Literally, these three should be your main focus, and then once you got all three of these bought, then you can start working your way down the tier list and buying the additional landmarks. But these three here are literally the most important. Now, diving into S tier, we've got, that's going to be two different landmarks. The very first one you guys are going to be familiar with, and that's going to be the Haunted Mansion, specifically buffing your crit percent. That means it's just going to be basically increasing your chance to hit a critical strike, which, if you don't know, does a lot more damage. It's not going to be increasing that overall damage, just increasing the chance that you will hit a critical strike overall. And then the second landmark we've got that also deserves to be here on S tier, and that's going to be the brand new one that just dropped in the most recent update for Dark Cacao Kingdom, and that one's going to be buffing directly the crit damage. As I just mentioned with the Haunted House is going to be buffing the chance to hit a critical strike, with this new landmark actually increasing the critical strike damage when you do pop off a crit. Again, it's a very, very good landmark here. Early game, it's not going to be one that I would invest in, right away, but it's definitely going to be something that late game players looking to maximize their account overall and get some increased damage and attack onto their teams, definitely going to be an absolute pickup. Now, officially diving in here to the Unique tier that we've got, and that's going to house one landmark exclusively, and that's going to be the Ominous Cake Tower. Now, the reason why the Ominous Cake Tower, in my opinion, deserves to be right there in its own tier called Unique is going to be two reasons. One, it actually allows you the ability to level it all the way up to level 50, which is absolutely insane. And two, is going to be because it only requires resources called cake pieces that you get and farm out of the Chaos Tower. So naturally, over time, you're going to collect these cake pieces from running the tower every reset, and then you could use that to upgrade and buy this landmark. And so naturally, it doesn't really fit in the realm of all the other landmarks, but it's definitely one that's something you want to keep on your radar and pick up as soon as you can, because leveling it to max level 50 will increase your HP percentage by a ton. And then now moving right along here to A tier, we've got, and that's going to be two different landmarks. Once again, that's going to be the Snow Globe and also going to be the Flower Garden. The Snow Globe is going to be directly increasing your defense percentage stat, and then also we've got the Flower Garden, once again very similar to the Ominous Cake Tower, also providing an HP bonus. Now, both of these landmarks are absolutely crucial. Defense isn't going to be nowhere near as good as damage resistance. That's why the Dark Lord's Tower is all the way up at SS and the Globe's down at A, but nevertheless, it's still not a bad option to pick up once you do have all of the other landmarks from the Unique all the way up to SS. Same thing goes for the Flower Garden. It produces, basically, the HP percentage bonus, which again is nice, but it's not going to be a massive game changer. And then officially diving in here to B tier, we've got four different landmarks, and the very first one is going to be the Dessert Tower. Now, this one is going to be basically the recharge time it takes for you to generate stamina jellies. One could argue that it sounds very appealing, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be what it's all cracked up to be. The amount of time that it reduces the stamina jellies to regenerate just isn't worth the amount that you're going to spend in order to buy it and also level it up. So at the end of the day, it's going to be coming in at B tier for me. Moving right along to the next two that are very similar, and that's going to be the one that we've got from Pure Vanilla and then also the Hollyberry update. Both of them, these landmarks are producing what they call Aurora pieces. And Aurora pieces here, guys, are very, very valuable inside of Cookie Run Kingdom, especially mid to late game. Everything costs Aurora pieces at some point to either level it up or to expand or, to grow your castle. Whatever it is, you're going to need those Aurora pieces, so definitely not a bad one to pick up on, but ideally not going to be something that you need until like really super late game, and they're only going to be producing one piece. So at the end of the day, it's not a massive game changer, but it's definitely a long-term plan land that you could pick up late game and just to have something that generates some additional resources. And last but not least here, and that's going to be none other than that resort. Now, this one came out, I believe, with the Mango update. It was very, very cool. It was the very first landmark that we got that can actually be placed on water, which was awesome. But at the end of the day, it just produces some additional stamina jellies, and it's not going to be a massive game changer overall for the amount of stamina that it does generate. Definitely something very similar to these other houses where, yes, you can benefit from, collecting the additional stamina, but the cost that you're going to have to spend in order to get that and the room you need on your kingdom to place it just isn't really going to be any more valuable to me than B tier. With that being said, man, let's dive right in here to the last tier that we've got. Once again, keep in mind that, yes, you could argue any of these landmarks could benefit you in some way, shape, or form, but I've strategically placed them in an order of importance of when you should buy them. So SS is an absolute must buy. Work your way down the individual tiers to end up on, obviously the C tier landmarks long term. The first one that we got here is going to be one that specifically generates the guild experience. Once again, not anything game changing here. Definitely something that you can pick up late game just to level up your guild a little bit faster to add into your contribution as far as, experience. But at the end of the day, not going to be a first buy. The next one we've got, that's going to be the Zeppelin, which directly reduces the amount of time it takes for your balloon expeditions. Now, once again, the amount of time that it actually reduces is not going to be significant enough to make it worth anything higher than a C tier, in my opinion. Now, naturally, as you get further into the game and you have every other landmark, you can obviously pick it up just to add to your overall cooldown. And then the next two we've got, that's going to be a sore subject for a lot of people here, but that's going to be the Ferris wheel and the gumball. Both of these items do produce soul stones. Now, it's important to note here that the soul stones that you can collect are only going to be rare, common, and epic soul stones. Anything above epic, you do not find inside these landmarks. Not only that, I believe at a max level version of these landmarks, you can only claim one soul stone every, I think, 14 or 15 hours. And with that being the case, a lot of people are not logging in every 15 hours to make sure that they are claiming it. So essentially, you're getting one soul stone per day, ideally, and it's just not going to be worth the amount of crystals that you are paying for it, at least not until late game, in my opinion, where you're just looking to finish maxing out every single cookie for the overall bonds. And then the last two we've got here, that's going to be the Molten one, which is going to be strictly reducing the amount of time it takes for your trains to come back. Again, it's a nice little utility, but it's not going to be significant enough at max level to really make a big difference. So definitely going to be something that you can wait on late game. Don't waste your resources. And the same thing goes for the Observatory, if that's exactly how you say that. That's directly going to be giving you additional coins in battle. At the end of the day, your best place to get coins in the game are going to be the Tree of Wishes and doing other things like Tropical Soda Islands for the passive regeneration, your world exploration. Anything above like episode 6 and above gives you a ton of coins for clearing them out for the very first time. All of those things are going to contribute to a lot more gold versus something like the Observatory, so definitely don't worry about picking it up until late game. With that being said, that's going to wrap up today's video for our updated landmark tier list for March of 2022. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Cookie Run Kingdom related. I've also got a Discord, the link's provided down below. We've got almost 7,000 players in there that all play the game. If you're looking for an awesome, fun-filled community, we would love to have you. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the next one.